Social media, running social media for your brands, it's all about building trust and loyalty and connection to your audiences. So, and it's really a challenge we all facing while doing our activities for our businesses. So, how are you doing it for your brands? What's the secret? How do you make people actually care about your brand and not feel it plastic, but feel life? How to build this connection and loyalty with your audiences? I think we'll start one by one. We'll start with Julia.
Hi, everyone. So when I was getting introduced, so I work for the AI Collective, but my background is a bit more broad than that. I was actually working for a B2B and B2C marketing agency as well, and before that for translation and content. So my idea about the visibility and building the branding is, well, the secret sauce would be to like know your audience first of all, and to target it differently, but on different channels. And we'll get a lot more in detail into that. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good for start. Alexandra, what do you think?
First of all, I would like to say that I'm responsible for marketing at Slaughter Grader, and I have quite a different experience in different industries. So my career spans car industry, premium spirits, real estate, and now iGaming. That's why it seems to me that it's possible for me to find insights besides iGaming. And I actually agree with Julia here, because it seems to me that the foundation of loyalty for social media is building trust. When it's possible to build trust, it's possible to build a true relationship based on values you share with your audience and the values you have at your company. And when you share the common values, it is possible for you actually to deliver the promises you make to the audience. That's why it's very important when you're working on social media and you promise something, really do what you promise. Because social media it actually has very short cycle of communication. And if something goes south, you feel it at once. And you should be there and you should know how to respond if something goes south. That's why it seems to me that loyalty, when you are working with social media, is as well about being ready for everything.
Actually, it's kind of when it's like human to human interaction when you speaking to person.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
you want to be like trusted, you gotta keep your promises. You gotta
Yes.
be honest. You gotta be authentic, and that comes to brand to human interaction, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
we witness in social media
Yeah.
campaigns.
And you should be in contact and you should be in touch with your audience.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
Yeah.
this. It's a good point. Anna, what do you think?
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm game provider. We are Altente. So here it can be a little bit different because we work as on B2B as on B2C. And at the end of the day, mainly we are on B2C because players have to play so that we all will earn money. So for us, it's first of all to have an identity. Would it be marketing fully, social media, or whatsoever? When we go through the marketing and social media, you must have identity. For that, we have another aspect for game providers is to create games that is oriented on different types of players as well. So you have your niche, would it be slots, crash, non-standard, and so on. Now for us, it's like mostly mixed portfolio. And the third one, I would say that you must build trust as well. Would it be B2B or B2C? Because on social media, you can scream big win, free spins whatsoever, but if the quality and uniqueness you don't have, once player will play your games, but next day not. So this is, I think, more valuable.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good point, and a good point that you mentioned that we mainly doing as nature of our business, we do B2B, B2C, right? So one big part of social media we do is LinkedIn when we connect to other businesses, because for game providers, for platform providers, for all the stuff. But in the end of the day, we all want to have you. Okay, you all want because our company helps companies like yours to show your games on TikTok, on Instagram, so you connect it to players. But I like the point about identity. So you gotta be consistent, and people how they perceive you on LinkedIn gonna be some kind of intersection with how they see you in TikTok or Instagram, like whatever.
Because nowadays we can see the same thing like big wins, free spins, tournaments.
yeah,
We all
exactly.
have these promo tools. It's not something different. So here, the identity that will save you on this huge market, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Beza, what do you think about this building loyalty for your brand and how you with the company help doing this on social media?
I think when an operator is just establishing the company, it's along with the brand book, with the logos, with colors, with fonts that you choose for your brand. It's very important to pick a voice for the brand. What are you going for? Are you going for something provocative like duel.com? Are you going for something like funny and quirky like Paddy Power and their activity on Twitter? Or are you going for something authentic like William Hill? It depends on whatever is like resonating more towards your brand. And it's extremely important to keep that voice and keep the hygiene across all of your media channels, across all of your socials, across your organic reach, your paid reach. It all needs to sound the same. That's the only thing that's going to make you sound authentic.
I very agree, and especially mentioned Petty Power. I think it's amazing example, and they should be put to school books. Whoever learns how to do marketing, whether you casino brand, okay, they more push betting, right? Because they push in more sports, but how they do it, like amazing, guys. If none of you follows Petty Power on Twitter, you should start doing it because what they're doing is like amazing. Especially if you are living context of British football and sports, they do amazing stuff. So yeah, it's a very good point. And Irina, what would you say about this building loyalty?
Well, I think that a lot of things have been said already since I'm the last one. So I actually agree to the most of the things that have been said. But what else can I add is that visual identity is super important. Since we're talking about social media,
Yeah.
your brand should be consistent around all of your social media, whether it's B2C, B2B, no matter what, and it should correlate with the product itself because otherwise you won't be recognizable and people are not going to understand which company is that. I see that a lot of things like that happen to operators, especially when we are changing brands like every month and so on. You don't trust the product because you see just, another mask and
Yeah.
the same product behind it. So I think visual identity is also a big one to add to the other things that
Yeah, I
have been
completely
said
agree with
already.
you. First of all, we will start answering the next question from you. So no, yeah, I don't want you to be the
Start from there again.
No, come on.
I'm fine.
And I also agree that consistency is a key. And they say that good brands they are like woodpeckers. So you always push your message, like your senses, your communication, the messages you're sending, and of course visual communication. So I also agree that this mix of all that you mentioned is very important, guys, for building the loyalty, which we really value much in building brands. It's one of like cornerstone things, I believe. And yeah, it's a good start. Thank you actually for introducing yourselves once again. It's very good. I believe we all should address who we are to our much respected audience. And let's dive a bit deeper in this question now. When I preparing for this panel, I very like the fact that you guys come from different backgrounds. So we have game providers, we have advertising providers, we have platform here. So it's nice to see this question from different angles. And now let's say you launch a new brand. Let's say for game provider you launch a new game, or let's say for some other you launch a new casino or whatever. What would be your top one advice for running social media for a new brand when you launch a new brand, right? So what would be like your secret medicine for this? Irina, let's start with you if you don't mind.
I don't mind, thank
Okay.
you. First of all, our product is games. So basically, we do not push a lot of products to the market, as for example, platforms do. We are pushing games. And the problem with games is that, I don't know, according to the latest statistics, there are like 400 games during the months which are being released, which is
Yes.
basically more than 10 per day. So I believe nobody cares actually about the games. I'm sorry, guys. But the person is not just, it's impossible to check all of it. So in order to at least attract some attention to your product, when we are talking about games, you need to stand out. What we do specifically, we do not just push games to the market as a product itself, because the product is good, okay? We're on the market for more than 13 years. It shows a lot. Everybody know about the quality of the games, but we're talking about social media today. So we are not pushing the games. We are making the whole campaigns around the games we are going to release. For example, I think that everyone in this room saw the cockroaches campaign. So this whole
I
thing
remember
was
it, yeah, yeah.
actually, yes, about the game. And the game ended up to be one of the most successful releases of ours this year, according to
It
statistics.
was for ice you did it, right?
Yes.
Okay, good, yeah.
So we are trying to do something like this. We are pushing not only the games, but our brand, and we are trying to do the whole ecosystem. We are doing targeting campaigns, we are doing landing pages, we are doing something creative on the stand itself. So basically, we are trying to not to just simply push the game on the market, but create the whole narrative around it, and to add on something about our brand to the situation as well. So this is our secret sauce, let's say. So yeah, I would go with this one. Create campaigns, not just push the games to the market, because there are just too many.
Yeah, it's very good. And indeed, the cockroach campaign for ice, it's one of really bright, one of the best campaigns for B2B in iGaming. So yeah, like applauses for your campaign. It was really good. And you said it and I instantly remember it. So it's really good.
Yes, but the thing is, even though we were targeting B2B mostly,
Mm-hmm.
our audience is operators. So they saw the campaign and then they wanted to push the game on the product. So basically, then the players see the game. This is like the magic happening around, because if operator wants to push the game and place it in the lobbies, and basically we attract players by the B2B campaign. So this is cool as well.
Yeah, nice, agree. Vesa, what do you think about this? I will remember the question, remind question to you, to myself, to the audience, that let's say you're launching a new product, like whatever, is it a game or casino brand? What would be your no, like top advice for launching a new brand over social media?
Top advice for launching an operator in 2026: don't. But if you still do,
It's a good one, yeah.
uh,
Let's start with a bit of honesty, yeah, for this for this panel. It's good, yeah, I like it.
I'll speak from the perspective of operators, since I'm an advertising enabler for the operators. My number one advice would be, do not put all of your eggs in one basket.
Okay.
I think a lot of the operators that are launching in the last few years, especially, they're heavily reliant on affiliates. And I think that has been a trend for a really long time, which is great. Obviously, we need the affiliates. This is the whole conference is dedicated to affiliates. However, if you don't own your own brand, if you don't have your own media, if you don't have, it doesn't have to be a massive team. It can, like, there's so many things that can be automated right now. You don't need like a massive, department in order to run this. But it's so important right now for survival, because even your biggest affiliates, they're already having partners that are working with for 10, 15 years, with certain brands. What is their advantage of pushing you instead of them, instead of the guys that are always on time, that are paying high CPAs, that have incredible brands, incredible loyal audience? So my advice is to really start owning your own media, your own paid channels, your own socials, your own, above the line. Hank Wolf, I think very recently, a few days ago, he wrote on LinkedIn that if you're hiring your marketing manager after the brand is launched, then you're too late. It should be hired 6 months before. The marketing manager is the one that's going to build the product along with the product guys. So I think it's extremely important.
Yeah, very good point. Like what they say in 21st century, any company should be media company. If you're not doing any media stuff, you lose the game. What about not wanting people to launch new casino brands? It's why? Can you elaborate on this a bit? Is it about because oversaturated market, or what you mean?
No, it's actually, I don't think the market is oversaturated with good brands, right? So we do see like a lot of the panel right now is highly regulated gaming. So I don't know how much I can touch on this, but like in the last few years, we see
So averagely regulated. let's speak about averagely regulated as well.
we see a rise of crypto casinos, right? That are doing incredibly well, really, really well. But the reason why they're going off so hard because they're so aggressive with their marketing. Stake.com didn't grow because of affiliates. It grew because they own their media fully from A to Z. Duel, what else is there? There's like so many of these casinos that are just growing because they understood that unless they own the audience from day one and they do something like a little bit more viral, a little bit more aggressive, then you will not survive. It's just going to be, Also, I don't agree with the fact that you should be spending a little bit here, a little bit there. It depends on the market. It very much you have to know what market you're going to. You cannot go to Sweden with 10,000 euros and think that this is going to do an impact. You're just losing money. So
You can buy half a click. Come on, why not?
So I think it's very, very important. As I said, like I'm going back to my first point is you have to get your head of marketing sorted as number one. That's going to build the strategy from day one and like build the path, build the roadmap for it. So
Nice. Yeah, I like your passion about this topic. It's very good. it touched the nerve.
it's every day to day.
Yeah, okay, Anna, let's hear you about this thing. So let's remind the question. You launch a new game, and what would be your advices to social activities?
Yes, for games, it can be a little bit different than the casinos.
Yeah.
And here I would continue the idea of Irina, but we are not as big as you are. So, but one day we will. But I agree with the campaigns. And now my idea is that from the next month we will start this as well. So, what I would love to say here is that, for instance, when you go to the cafe, there are many cafes, right, in the city, but at some point you will like one cafe. You said it's my favorite one. So there should be something, that element or some ingredient in your coffee that you like most or reminds your childhood or whatsoever. And here also, when you create a game, I'm still coming from uniqueness and identity. Here also, especially when you have regulated and non-regulated market, and especially regulated market, here you must be more creative, not to scream you have big wins or
Like stupid
so on.
push bonuses and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Let's
So-
give a bit more free spins. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be our strategy for social media. Good luck with this. Right?
So yeah, here, like for instance, on the basis of one of our games that is Dark Portal, my favorite game, by the way, and it's already Dark Portal, and it's already nominated at Sigma as well as best game design, and I'm so proud of it.
Nice.
So there we have 3 levels. 3 seasons, like winter, spring, summer, and so on. And each of them, they have they have their own levels: level 1, level 2, level 3. And we realized that this game became more popular among players. And why? Because it's more creative. It has inside more like content, interesting content. So it's not like just you're tapping and that's it. However, there also are different types of players like Gen Z, millennials, and so on. So, but anyway, what I want to deliver the moment here is that you must be nowadays more creative and you must put content itself into the game. So then you start the campaign of each of that interesting games on social media. And that's what I will be launching from the next month.
Yeah, good point. Especially I like the connection. If you manage to build this emotional connection, as you said, your childhood or some other, that's the key because it's all about humans remember emotions more than like logical arguments. So yeah, it's a very good thing. Alexandra, so we were speaking about launching casino, launching games. You doing platform and aggregation. What product would you launch? And would it be casino, the game? And what would be your advice for successful launch in social media?
Let's start with advice.
Yeah.
I have 3
And
points.
like in Spain, first, first you order drink, then you get food. So
Yeah, of
let's do
course.
it like this.
When
Let's
you
start with
finish it,
advice.
then you get
Yeah,
the
when in
fruits.
Spain, we should obey the rules. Yeah, good.
Okay, so I have 3 points how to launch new product. Number 1, KYC, and its acronym: Know Your Customer.
Yes.
This is the foundation. After you actually learned everything about your customer, you build number 2, positioning. Without positioning, no launch.
Okay, good.
It can be done, of course, it can be done. And in short-term perspective, maybe you even will be able to earn some money.
Okay,
But long-term, goodbye.
got it.
And number 3, comprehension. Your strategy should be comprehensive. So Irina actually has touched this story that it's not only about consistency, it's about the comprehensive approach. So you have 360 degrees communication. You touch your client, your customer, on every media base, every media channel he actually works with. Because otherwise, you will never be able to deliver your message. There is too much mess in our media and too much mess in actually our lifestyle. So we should be focused. These 3 points, KYC, positioning, KYC as an acronym,
Okay, okay, okay.
positioning and comprehension, this is the basis.
Good.
And you were asking about the product launch.
Yes.
Uh,
Actually, this really now makes more simple because this relates to any product you would
Yeah.
be launching. Yeah, so it's like universal
Yeah.
reply.
Yeah.
It's universal because it works for any product, and it was top one advice. I'll give you 3 things. I like it also. It's very good, but if it works, it works. So it's very
It
good
works.
reply.
It really does.
Got it. I like it. I like it a lot. Thanks so much for sharing it. And we were fantasizing now about like thinking what would happen. And now let's turn the coin from other side and let's say what happened. I want to ask you about case studies and failures. Which interesting story? Tell like real life story. Which was your highlight in your social media campaigns, or was your loudest fail, or something interesting? Let's share like real life advices, and I think we'll start with Julia.
So, going back to when I was working for a marketing agency, we were helping an operator with their social media, but also with paid media, and they were working with another vendor for their website, so for their landing pages and for their content, and they didn't put us in direct contact with them. So basically, their tone of voice and the content that we were helping push onto their website was really inconsistent, mainly because of the lack of direct communication with the other vendors. And as Beza said, it is important to like honor your own media, but some companies prefer not to, and obviously it can be safer to use a service provider for those, because one day you need 5 writers, the next week you might just need one. And for social media, you can really kind of control the spend. Obviously, there are retainers and whatnot. So the kind of failure in that case was that they were not really seeing the leads that they were hoping to come from the LinkedIn and the Instagram, because on LinkedIn it was more the B2B side, and then on X, on Instagram, on their own like Telegram community, it was the B2C. So we were taking care of both of those. And it's always nice to have somebody to blame
Yeah.
for leads not coming or for not having enough likes. But if someone is quite it's not transparent, and that's what I want to say, that transparency in companies is quite important, especially if you're using vendors and not doing things in house. But if you are doing things in house, especially with the big companies, you can have many offices around the world and teams, and there can be a lack of communication. And if you are working in marketing, it's absolutely crucial to know everything about the product, the long-term vision. So just the consistency and transparency, and the failure in this case, as I mentioned, it was just not getting the results that they wanted to. But when we finally convinced them to connect us with the other vendor and plan the blog post and the landing pages according to what campaigns we were doing on their socials, improved. So
Got it. Interesting. Thanks for sharing. Alexandra, what about you? What's your interest in? Okay, would it be case or would it be fail?
Failures are interesting.
Yeah, it's
Cases are useful, but failures are interesting.
Please share yours.
Actually, we have not so many failures at Slot Aggregator, thankfully, maybe because the team is doing a great job and they are professionals. But what we had once, when there was a separate social media strategy and it was not connected with the whole communication strategy. So it was not such a big deal because at the very beginning, the idea was to chase in trends and grab everything that was happening in social media. And in short-term perspective, it actually helped to increase the engagement rate.
Good.
But in long-term perspective, actually, like in 3-4 weeks, we noticed that this is a failure, this is a bad approach, because we became inconsistent. We were not delivering the same message across all the channels we were using, and we stopped it immediately right now. It was, like a very short, 15 minutes meeting with the team, and we got back on the same page. And since the next day, we started doing it in a different direction, and it became fully consistent. What we got as a result in 1 week, because LinkedIn is our major social media at Slot Aggregator, actually shows results in 1 week. It does not possible to track it quicker, unfortunately. But we get our indicators back. The engagement rate got back, and everything is fine now, and we became more visible. I have some more, failures and cases, but from different industries. And what I want to say, based on this experience, what we actually managed to implement at Slot Aggregator as well. We implemented human-to-human approach.
Okay.
How? We made visible the people from our company. They are reachable. It is possible to contact them if something happens, for example. So the industry knows who is working in the company. The industry knows to whom they can reach out and ask for, any question, whatever. But this is important because we are B2B and we are not working as B2B. We are not working as business to business. We are working as human to human.
People buy from people. Yeah, it's the golden rule of sales.
Yes, that's why it should be important. And in my previous experience in different industries, it actually helped to solve a lot crisis situation like this.
Yes, it's a very good point, especially when people ask me about doing something in LinkedIn for their company. I always advise do something in LinkedIn for your people. Start with people because no one will care about your company page, but people will care about real people who they can talk to. So yeah, it's a really good one. Yeah, I agree with this. Anna, what would be your take on this case studies of failure? What would you like to share?
Well, I want to share success stories as well.
Okay. Let's have a success.
Because I'm so proud
More
of that.
successes. Yeah, let's go.
Since we are, let's say, still startup or game provider, first we need to reach out to B2B, like make B2B campaigns, and then B2C, and so on. When it comes to B2B, I'm so proud to say that I launched the media project for us. Like it's not something like huge media project. It's like more like mine individual, so like my baby. So it's like authentic media, we could say. And we had this interview series with different famous representatives of this industry, and not only of different industries. We had interviews with Eman Puris, Pierre, Lind, and so on. And I knew that nobody would watch for 15, 20 minutes interviews. But I know if Altente will be next to these famous people in different industries, I knew that then we could gain trustworthiness from the audience. So, and I was right, we really did it, and we became more and more visible. So I would say that that was a success story. Regarding failures, I want to say that apart from social media, B2B, B2C campaigns, we also have these internal promo campaigns with casinos for sure. And most failure was that we just did a little experiment that let's stop all the B2B social media activities, and also let's stop these promo campaigns. Let's see our organic traffic. And I think that I would not support that, but okay, let's do this experiment. But it did not work at all. So I looked at organic traffic and I was so disappointed. So then we updated, let's say, our social media activities, promo campaigns, and so on. So yeah, here it means that on the other hand, it's good, this experiment, because I was told that let's see how it works, because it takes my time. It takes, because when you're a startupper, sometimes I do a little bit, not little bit, but fully commercial, little bit marketing content and so on. And they told me that it takes so much time from me. And so, okay, let's do this experiment. So after that, we all realized that yes, social media it has really huge impact, and all those campaigns on social media. So now I think that we will have more and more success stories, and we'll share at the next conferences.
Nice, nice. Thanks for sharing. Really good stories. Cool.
Can I just quickly add something?
Of course you can.
You mentioned video interviews, and I think every company now is trying to do some sorts of video interviews, podcasts, and whatnot. And as Besa said, if you want to launch an operator, don't. I would say something similar about like podcasts and interviews, unless you know your customer and if it's something that will add value to them and something they will actually watch, it's going to be a waste of time and money and resources in your company, because they will not generate leaks or likes. They will just be something to post on social media. So yeah, but they do work for some companies, but only if they're done for your audience.
Yeah, but it worked for B2B and for increasing the visibility. So first we go to B2B and then we go to the player. So yeah.
Good. Beza, let's listen to your
Yeah.
success story or failure. What would you like to tell us about?
I'm actually gonna say like a little silly story from many years ago when I was working for a casino operator, back when aggressive marketing was still tolerated and welcomed. We had, as part of our marketing team, we had telemarketing guys, you know, that we would like push an offer live. And then those guys would chase like a lot more of the clients and try to like convert them. And one time a guy was on the phone. I mean, we had open floor space, right? So we could hear what they're talking about. And one of the guys was saying, had an argument with the lady over the phone. And she was like, I want to speak to your high management. I don't know why I'm getting these calls. Like, put me high management on the call. And he was like, lady, trust me, I'm the highest manager on this floor right now.
That's well managed. So he solved the
Yes.
problem. It's good, yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit of a failure story for you guys.
Or successfully held conversation. So
Yeah, she actually stayed
depends.
as
It
a
depends on the
loyal
perspective.
client
You know how you're looking at it.
She stayed as a player after for many years.
You see success. So fail turned into success. Good. Irina, what about you? What's your case, successful case or failure? What would you like to tell us about?
Well, since everyone is talking about failures, I would like to adapt to this one. Seems like we are all the successful.
Yeah, it's a
people.
good point.
But since we're talking about social media, when I joined Endorphin as a head of marketing, I remember that we have a YouTube channel,
Okay.
and we are posting the videos showcasing the product. So basically, teasers or trailers of the games, just in order for it to be there. And sometimes those videos are catching players. But what I noticed when I was going through the settings of our YouTube channel is that some of our videos, like games where we have a character, like, I don't know, an animal, a panda, let's say, the videos were moderated by YouTube as videos with animals. So I imagine those people go into YouTube to watch, I don't know, some movie about lions in Africa.
So
and then
basically, you were
ending
competing with National Geographic and Discovery, yeah, rather than with other
Yeah.
game providers.
Yeah, and ending up with a slot with panda. But I mean,
Nice.
this is
nice.
crazy. I
It's a
don't
good
know
one.
how it happened
Nice one.
actually,
But
but
maybe on the other hand, you may have reached audience which is new to casinos because they were watching about pandas or kangaroo, but then why don't I bet? It's free spin, huh?
maybe. But I think those videos were not generating any views at all. It was like 5 views. That's why I actually gone to the settings and I was like, what's wrong?
Yeah, nice.
Video with animals,
So
guys.
always
so
pay
yeah.
attention about details. Yeah, it's a good advice. Good. Want to add something?
But actually, nowadays, you see, even if you're scrolling on Instagram, you see a video about whatever it may be, like making a coffee, and then at the end, it's like a little ad, like, oh, free spins, or we're talking about obviously highly regulated market, and there, you do see a lot of those. So perhaps people won't mind coming across some animals.
Well, maybe it's a strategy for someone. For us, it was a failure.
Or a source of growth.
Yeah, new like blue ocean, you wouldn't go to the red one. Yeah, why would you? Okay, guys, I really enjoyed the conversation. It's not over yet, but we are quite limited at time. Unfortunately, I would like to have it for another half an hour, to be honest, because it's really interesting for me personally. I don't know about you. So now I would like to ask if there's any questions from the audience. Does anyone wants to ask any question? Who can get the mic, please? I can get the. Oh, please to this lady. Can you please give the mic? Yeah. Sure, cool.
Thank you all, ladies. I almost said girls. We're not girls. Thank you, ladies, for all the info. I was just taking a note here on what Beza and Alexandra said. Stake owns their entire social media, every channel. I would imagine since you're like a new CMO with SlotGrader, right? What advice would you have for people like us who are managing smaller or medium-sized B2B clients? Realistically, most of us in this room don't have stakes budget. So, what is your advice for people like us?
Can I start?
Yeah, sure.
I will give advice. I have since I'm brand engineer, and I think that the biggest misconception for people in brands is people used to think that brand is when you're known for huge audiences, when you're known for million. But I think that you have brand when you have 5 people, but they think the same about you. So if you message your brand consistently, you become the brand. So, and if these 5, 10 people know something about you, which they want to tell some other people, you have a good brand. So you don't necessarily need to have. Yes, of course, it's harder to make than to tell, but still, it's about making your recognition and doing something which others people not do. So they want to share it with others. Oh, see, some new casino which I haven't seen before, something like this. So yes, of course, budgets is always essential for like explosive and global growth. But again, it depends on your appetite. But you still, I think that even stake with their budgets, if they would do boring things with nothing to highlight, they would not succeed. So money is amplificator. It's not the essence. You gotta find the essence.
I would just like to add that no matter what budget company has, if you don't have a solid foundation, solid tracking set up, a good landing page, no matter what campaign and what paid media you have, if they go to your website and it's awful, you don't know where, it's hard to navigate, and there's nowhere to, to outreach to be a potential lead. Yeah, no matter if you have stakes budget, if you don't focus on the foundation first.
That's a very nice question, but I will recommend exactly what I said before. Start with KYC. Know your customer. You exactly know who is your target audience. Organize an interview with them. Just talk to them for an hour and a half. I know that their time is expensive. I know it. But trust me, I did it. We scheduled a meeting, we had a call. It was like 5 or 7 interviews with different types of customers. this is really working. And when I'm organizing a strategic session with my team, the secret sauce I share with them is that really talk to your customer and listen to what they say. This is hard. This is difficult. Really, it is not an easy option. But when you do so, trust me, this is a secret sauce. And when I was taking part in a previous event, and there was a discussion regarding big or small events where the company should take part and where to invest their budget and so on and so forth. There is no a common approach here. Everything depends on the first one, your business goal. The second one, your target audience. It does not matter whether you are huge or small. I'm sure that steak makes mistakes. They just don't talk about it.
Yeah, super agree. Knowing your customer is a very, very good point, because no one, at the end of the day, we all do it for people who enjoy our products. So, and enjoy is always in details. So dig for these details, experiment, and do something memorable and recognizable. Yes, I got the sign right. So, thank you for this very interesting question. It's hard to make people ask good question. It was a really good question. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear speakers, for your interesting replies and for your precious insights. I really enjoyed the panel. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this panel too. We wouldn't mind applause for our participants. And I want to thank AffPapa for organizing this conference, for making us meet here, and for this wonderful 2 days in Madrid. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias.